Thank you. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you to all of you here that are watching this in person, and thank you to the audience that is watching this live on YouTube. When I originally came up with the idea of creating my own Tonight Show, I based it on what I had seen on Jimmy Fallon, thinking he was the only host. But Next cue card, please. After hours of researching, I've found out, and for me this is hard to say, I was wrong. America was amazingly blessed by all 7 show hosts. Dang it, this isn't working. By all 7 hosts, Steve Allen, Jack Carr, Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, and Jay Leno, and the current host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. Some of you are probably wondering why I didn't call this The Tonight Show. Well, I didn't want to get sued for copyright. We've got a lot of great guests here tonight. We have Debbink, Gerald Henley, and a couple people from the Fox Valley Humane Association. But before we get to that, there are some people I should introduce. First, Jack Mutschler on the drums. Carina Bryan on the harp. And Hannah Lee on the guitar. And of course, my sidekick, the one, the only, Jared Truehart. Jared. No, he's not. He's you.
He's sick.
Are you sick?
Yeah.
Not that I heard of. Now it's time to get on with the show. But first off, Jared, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm very excited to do some Tonight Show at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Really late, bedtime.
Really late in the afternoon. Thank you for doing this. Give it up for Carina Bryan with transition music. Yeah. Ooh. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Our first guest, he grew up in upstate New York. He's and then moved to Wisconsin to go to Lawrence University, and then became an ASD educator for 40 years. One of the VNS founders, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Debbink.
Yeah.
So how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Your microphone's off. So what was, I just have a, you were a former advisor here at VNS and one of the founders. So what was the process of founding VNS?
The process of founding VNS was being very bitter and angry about what was going on at our school, the fact that we couldn't do what we wanted to do, that the project-based stuff that we were doing at Wilson Middle School had sort of been stymied, or there were a lot of roadblocks being thrown up in front of us. And anyway, one day Mr. DeMay came up to me in my room and threw an article down in front of me and said, read this. We're talking about this at noon. It was called The 7 Lesson School Teacher. And it was really the thing that forced us to say, okay, we got to get off our butts and actually do this. And so we did that. We started talking to people and visiting schools and reading things. And even though we were told over and over that this wasn't going to happen, that the school board would never approve it, we kept talking. And after about 3 years, we wrote a lot of stuff. We had to write a grant. We had to convince a lot of people that we needed our own building, that we needed a school with no grades, no bells, nothing like that. And I'd say probably about a year before the actual approval, we were at lunch, and I think it was Mrs. Plowman came in and was having lunch, and she said, "You guys are serious about this? You're not just joking." We said, "No, we're doing it." "Well, could I do it with you?" And Mrs. Ludke, who was Miss Van Horwich at the time, said the same thing, and pretty soon we had a group of 4 people and opened Valley New School in 2003.
What were some problems that you came along with in the way of creating VNS?
Probably the biggest problem was the fact that we wanted our own building, and the school system was not in favor of that. They already own buildings. They don't want to be leasing new space, and so the person that was the director of finance said to us, well, I'll tell you what, if you get 16 kids from outside the school district to sign up, then we'll lease the space, because he didn't think we'd ever get 16 kids from outside the district. And so once we started opening up enrollment, boom, we had 16 kids within, I don't know, maybe the first 1 or 2 meetings, and we went back to them. We said, well, here are the names, here are their addresses, and at that point he kind of had to say, well, okay. So I'd say that was a big thing. Another thing is actually getting the grant from the state. So it's federal money, but it went through the state, and of course, no matter how good a grant you write, they always throw it back at you and say, there are 18 things wrong with this, please fix them. And so we did that, and so that was a problem, I guess. It was a very radical idea in Appleton. So most of the charter schools are pretty much traditional schools that are doing, some one thing differently. So maybe they're a bilingual school, or maybe they're an art school or something. But this was the only school that was really radically different. So I think that was that stood in our way a little bit. We were told by a former president of the school board, he goes, this is a great idea, but he says they'll never approve this in a million years. But
Here we are.
Here we are 13 years later.
I've heard that you were once in a band called the Blues Toads. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, the Blues Toads are a band that started as a joke. A lot of my friends and I were part of a group called Green Apple Friends of Folk, because a lot of my friends play folk music and stuff. And they were having an open mic event where they wanted all these different people to perform. And so we jokingly said, well, we could do a song. And so we made up this song. Well, we didn't make up a song. We figured out how to do a song. There were about 5 of us. And then we made tapes. We made a tape of us doing about 3 songs, and we made about 10 of those tapes as a joke, and we said, we're going to sell these for $5 a piece at the show, and people bought them. They went, well, yeah, we want those tapes, so pretty soon we sort of started playing gigs around, and not a lot, but we I think the most we ever got paid $400 once, to play for like an hour, which was amazing. But if you actually figured out the time that you practice and things like that, it came out to about $3 an hour, probably.
Whoa.
So yeah, I play the toad. I play paper and comb, I play kazoo, and I play a giant ceramic toad that has a kazoo up his butt.
So wait, there was the open mic, you started the band as a joke, and then eventually you got to the point where you got paid $400 for an hour performance.
Yeah, we actually became a band. Not a real serious band. We played a lot of blues stuff, and we played a lot of folk stuff, and a couple of original songs by one of the people, and yeah.
So back to the school, what is one of your favorite memories you had of VNS being an advisor here?
Oh, wow. My favorite memories. I guess when I there are a lot of funny things that have happened at Valley New School, a lot of which I can't explain or talk about. One of my favorite memories is knowing what happens to kids here. So the first year we opened, I had a student, one of my students, I said, write a letter to me, tell me something about yourself. And this girl wrote this letter, and she said, the first thing you need to know about me is that I'm stupid. And she firmly believed that she was stupid. She was 13 or 14 years old probably, had struggled in math when she was in first grade. Her comment to me was, well, Mr. Debbink, once you're in the blackbirds, she said, you know you're never getting out, no matter how hard you work. Anyway, this girl was my advisee, and over the years, I started noticing things that she was really good at, and we sort of made her, she ended up being like the queen of organization. She was super organized. And it turned out that the math thing, when she was on a computer-based math program where she had as much time as she needed to figure things out, she blasted through math. I still think that she probably had one of the highest averages in algebra. So she went through algebra and had a 94% average. Okay, I mean, this girl never would have passed algebra in a million years in a regular school. She could have taken it 5 times. She would have gotten Fs every time. But she ended up being a very successful young lady, and I see that happen to kids over and over and over again in lots of different ways. So.
I have a quick question. Why do you have that orange?
Why would I have an orange in my hand? How many people here know why I have an orange in my hand? How many people don't know why I have an orange in my hand? Oh, wow.
I'm ashamed.
We have some neophytes here.
People on YouTube, you can't see how many people know and don't know, but there was a lot of people that know.
People on YouTube will love this.
Oh, wait, I know. Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know.
Well, somehow when I was a middle school teacher, I don't know if I did this on a dare or I just did it to be funny or what? Who knows? Probably just to be funny. I discovered I could eat an orange in one bite. Actually, I could eat lots of things in one bite, but oranges are a good size. Yeah, I should be able to do this. Now, I've had people do this, make me do this, where they give me an orange that they chose, like giant orange. Doesn't work real well. So you have to have the right size orange.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch Mr. Debbink eat an orange.
It's also good to have a napkin. I have a handkerchief.
You were prepared for everything, weren't you?
Well, I always have a handkerchief. Believe it or not.
Boy.
My father told me you should always have a clean white handkerchief. Here we go. Ready?
Eat it. Whoa! Juice everywhere. We should have had like a cup there. Then we could have had a cup of orange juice. How are we doing on time? Well, thank you so much for this. You have orange all over your head. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey guys, this was very interesting. I found the other day that they actually started a new news network, and I'm not really sure about this. None of the news seemed real. Jared, what do you think about it? We have a clip over there.
What I think about it is no news is real unless I'm in it, so it's not real news. I know that for a fact, but I believe this news is the only real news on this real news network.
All right, well, take a look at this.
Look at that, guys.
Hello, I'm Crazy, and this is the Real News
Great news.
Network.
Owen, do we have the clip rolling? I don't honestly know this from a couple days ago. I want to say like last week this was. We found this. You can't even hear it.
What is up,
That's-
Drop Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar.
Oh,
Let's get right into the news.
Hold on while
step.
we
Excuse us, we're having technical difficulties.
This was set up. We know a guy who knows a guy who likes to sabotage our performances here.
Yeah, it was probably the newscaster. He probably didn't want this.
his
Hello, I'm not
name
crazy,
is my name
and this
said
is
backwards.
the Real
if you can ever
News
do that.
Network.
First and last, my evil brother. He has the smugness of me. So he's pretty evil. Nah, but
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news.
First up, Amazon has announced that they're making 2 series for the Grammy Award-winning band, The Roots, which plays for Jimmy Fallon's band, whereas
Read to the dogs. They go to assisted living facilities, nursing homes, actually to the airport. We just got fingerprinted and okayed for the airport, and they like us to bring therapy dogs out to the airport. Read to the dogs, and they help calm people down, especially those assisted living facilities. They're on vacation, and if there's delays, actually to the airport, they can get a little agitated, and we just got therapy dogs fingerprinted and help calm them down for the airport.
Yeah.
And they like us
Dogs are also adorable.
to the airport.
So, what do you guys do at the Fox Valley Humane Association exactly? Like,
And if
what
there's
all
delays,
goes down there?
they can get a little agitated and help calm them down. The airport,
Yeah.
and they like us
Dogs are also adorable.
to the airport.
So,
Here, I'll
What do you guys do at the Fox Valley Humane Association exactly? Like, what all goes down there?
Well, we do a lot of different things at Fox Valley Humane Association, and every year we're doing more and more. We're not only the shelter where we house unwanted dogs, cats, and other critters. Anything domestic. We also are contracted with law enforcement agencies to hold stray animals. So if you find an animal that is running loose in your community and the police pick them up, they will generally bring them to us for their care until an owner can be located. We take in, we turn no one away. We do a lot of community outreach programs, the therapy dogs being one of them. We also do low-cost vaccine clinics for folks that can't afford them, for our veterans, for homeless folks. We do so many things. It's hard to even get into it. But if there's ever a question animal-related, anyone can call out to the shelter, and we'll be glad to help you out with whatever it is you're looking for. We also, obviously, our most important thing is that we adopt out our shelter animals. So dogs, cats, lizards, rats, whatever you can come across.
All right. Do you guys have like any special like events coming up soon or anything?
We do. We have our volunteer appreciation, which is strictly for our volunteers. We would not be able to operate to the level that we do without our volunteers. Being a nonprofit, obviously, we know that none of us is going to get rich in the pocketbook, but we all are going to get rich of heart and mind. So we have our volunteer appreciation coming up. On May 19th, we have one of our biggest fundraisers. It's going to be called Bark in the Park Rescue Reunion this year. That will be held at Lions Park in Greenville. It is open to anyone, whether you have pets or not, but your pets are also welcome as long as they are well behaved and vaccinated against rabies. That is to showcase all of the animals that we have adopted out over the years, and just to get everybody back together again to see how everyone's doing. We adopt out from puppies to senior dogs, and it's nice to see when they come back and we see the changes that they've made in their personalities and their behavior, and how they've bonded with their families. We also have another, yes, our therapy dogs will be leading the walk that day. We have a short stroll through the little wooded area up at the park. The theme of this year's event is yeah, so there will be many of our volunteers are going to be in fairy tale costumes. It's going to be a great time, and we would welcome you come out with your families and your pets.
All right. Anything else? Any other information that we should know?
Just come out and adopt, come out and volunteer. We're always looking for folks to stop in and see us.
How do you guys get the therapy dogs? Like, how do you guys choose which dogs will be the therapy dogs?
We have a very special behaviorist on our staff who she can look into a dog's eyes and she can see that this dog is going to be therapy dog material. This dog here, when she first came to the shelter, I don't think anyone would have ever imagined. She was wild. She had no manners training whatsoever. And yet here she is today like this. So Carol can spot that a mile away. And for those dogs that aren't necessarily adopted through Fox Valley Humane Association, if they come to visit with Carol with their families, she can see it. She can see it in there. We go through the training, and this is where we are today.
Well, thank you guys for that. You guys can go to foxvalleypets.org to volunteer and donate and help these guys out. Let's give them a round of applause. All right. And now I need one mic. will work. All right. Now I will be playing a fun game that I like to call Lip Sync Battle. But first, before I do this, I need a competitor. So please give it up for one of the VNS advisors, Jennifer Plowman. All right. Whoa, feedback. So here's how the game works. We will be lip syncing segments from well-known songs, not knowing which songs the other person has chosen. It's been hard to keep a secret, hasn't it?
It has.
Not for you. With me bugging you all the time, that doesn't help. And said,
Hey, Aidyn.
yeah?
You have two mics. Can you turn one of them off?
One of them is off.
That one.
Yeah, but I'm going first. So
It's not even connected.
it's not even connected, Jared. Owen, can you turn the mic volume a bit down?
Never mind.
Thank you. And since I'm the host, I'll be going first. Please step over there. Or over there, that's fine. My first song is the theme song of a popular television show from a little back. This is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air." I begged and pleaded with her day after day, but she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way. She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on and said I might as well kick it.
Beat that.
All right.
Ooh.
I say I'm too late.
Oh,
Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the haters gonna hate, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the faker's gonna fake, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off.
that was good. That was good. That's gonna be hard to top. It really is. That's gonna be hard to top. My next song is a hit from the hit Broadway musical Hamilton. I can't throw away my shot at this. Hit it.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we live it fast and we laugh, reach for a blast. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty. Scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. Where all the hungriest brothers with something to prove went. Foes oppose us. We take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance? decisions in death with no defendants. I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties of sorrow. For the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. Take a shot, shot, shot. Hey yo, it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot.
I'm glad I didn't try to do all three Skylar sisters.
No!
Without saying that the next song is something that Owen and I will be doing together on stage.
I'm
next
Aidyn.
week. Oh my gosh, I just
Owen's not doing it with you.
Aidyn and I will be going on stage at UW Valley next week.
Come see it.
And also Hannah's younger sister, and also Gabby, our vocal ensemble director, and also Professor Landwick, who's the president of our governance board. She's a great tap dancer. So I had to give you a little plug there.
Oh, that's great.
Little Grease action.
We go together like rama rama rama, a ding 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 dong. Remember forever as shoo-bop, shoo-bada wada, yippity boom de boom. Chang chang, chingity chang shoo-bop. That's the way it should be. Oh yeah, we're one of a kind, like dip 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 doo-wop doo-doo-doo. Our names are signed, a boogie woogie boogie woogie shoo-be-doo-wop shoo-bop. Chang chang, chingity chang shoo-bop. We'll always be like one. Wow, 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 wow. When we go out at night and stars are shining bright up in the sky above, or at the high school dance where you can find romance, maybe it might be love. A diggity ding dong.
There you go.
That was good. All right. So now we let everybody decide. Oh, feedback phenomenon. All right. So, Miss Plowman, stay up here. We haven't announced the winner yet. I like that you think it's that obvious that it's gonna be me. All right. Now we let the band, Jared, and our audience decide who's with me as the winner. Okay, that's Miss Plowman. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the lip sync battle, Mrs. Plowman.
Oh, that was fine.
I was curious how you guys get your voices to sound different each time. How do you?
Lip syncing is called.
You mean ship thinking?
We weren't actually singing. No.
You mean thinking?
Lip
Ship
sync.
thinking.
Lip syncing.
Ship sinking.
Jared Truehart, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I need something to take my mind off that losing. Our next guest was born in Chicago, Illinois. He graduated from Dunbar Vocational High School and then attended the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where he received bachelor degrees in music theory and pre-law. He's a board member of Big Brothers Big Sisters, as well as the Wisconsin Area Music Industry, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and a voting member of the He is currently the Director of Production and Facility Operations at the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center here in Appleton, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerald Henley!
How are you, partner? Good.
Feedback from the hook. How are you doing?
Good. Yourself? Looks like you got a fantastic audience out here.
Yeah, fantastic audience. Wow, no applause from that. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Fantastic audience. Just a tad bit late. So you work at the PAC, right?
Yes, I'm currently employed by the Performing Arts Center here in Appleton.
Okay, cool. First off, I'd like to thank you very much. For those that don't know, he allowed me to interview Jay Leno when he was at the PAC, so thank you so much for that. That was awesome.
And just so you know, Jay Leno thought you were just a stitch. So yeah, he enjoyed himself hanging out with you. So you and your mom, where's she at? She's somewhere.
Hey, back here.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, Mom. Okay.
I'll tell you that green
I'm
room.
on YouTube.
I do love that green room though.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Not green though.
It's not green, but there's still a lot of food in there, and there's like, healthy stuff and water and
And chips.
Don't tell them about the chips though. Actually, I ate
No chips. No chips. Wait, what? Okay.
I ate most of those.
Nobody
chips.
else had any, so. Are there any other favorite celebrities that you've met? Like that are your personal favorites? Any other celebrities?
I am in the entertainment business, so there are quite a few folks that I've met in my whole lifetime. I've worked for, a number of other people, Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Katy Perry, Madonna. You name somebody.
Just to throw some like fame.
I probably work for them.
Jimmy Fallon?
We do, Jimmy Fallon? No. But we do. I also manage a stage at Milwaukee World Festival's Summerfest. So I usually do about a Summerfest.
Yeah! Summerfest, ladies and gentlemen. Audience has the best timing.
They do. You must not have paid them. No?
Most of them go here, so.
They're getting paid.
Nobody pays to be at a show.
Yeah.
Well, everybody pays to be at a show, but the host doesn't pay them.
Anyway, no, I manage a stage for these folks, and it's like 77 bands that we have that I do on stage. So, and I've been doing that for over 30 years, longer than you guys probably have been on this planet.
Wow.
So, but yeah, there's a number of artists that I like working with, and there's some that I don't like working with. So.
Who do you not like working with?
There are a few of them out there.
You're not gonna name them, are you?
This is being streamed, I'm told.
Yeah, it is.
Who knows where I might need another job? I may need to go to work for them one of these days, Aidyn. Would you be our representative? Would you?
Okay, next question. Do you have anybody with you in the audience today?
Actually, I did. I brought a bit of my posse. Yeah, a couple of the folks from the Performing Arts Center. And then somebody I brought in, that's Emily. And then Jamila. Hi. Yeah. Yes, I brought them along to chronicle what I am actually doing and why I'm not over in the office right now. We've got a show over there that we're doing, which is Finding Neverland. And there are Finding Neverland.
Finding Neverland! Basically, whenever he says something really big, applaud.
And you get paid a little later. So, but yeah, there's 7 trucks, and I've got about 70 guys over there loading in this show. And there are, there's 3 parts to a show, loading it in, actually the show call itself, and then loading the show out. So there are, a number of different ways and things to do over there. So I've got 70 guys doing that. There's a show tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 shows on Friday and 2 shows on Saturday. So Finding Neverland is the story of, I'm sure you guys are a little too old for this, but it's the story of Peter Pan and how Peter Pan became Peter Pan. Kind of like Wicked is the story of the Wizard of Oz before the Wizard of Oz became the Wizard of Oz. That makes sense?
So the prequel to Peter Pan.
The prequel to Peter Pan, thank you. Nice. Nice. But, yeah.
How'd you begin to work at the PAC? Like, how'd you get to...
That's, oh my goodness. I didn't know you were going to be asking me all these kind of questions, but that's okay though. So I was, I was born, reared, and educated on the south side of Chicago. I was 9 years old, and my parents kind of put a saxophone in my hand and said, go learn how to do something. Don't be a crook. Don't steal. Don't rob. Don't do drugs, those kinds of things. So I ended up taking saxophone lessons. By the time I was 13, I was recording with some bands in Chicago. And, ultimately I ended up graduating. I actually graduated and got recruited to come to the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. Came there and I played basketball and just started honing in my entertainment skills. But when I was 9 years old, I knew that I wanted to be involved in the entertainment business. One day I got a phone call from a little band. You guys might know who they are, Metallica. And Tim McGraw, and there's just a number of bands that, when I was at that point in my life after I graduated from college, that needed some help. So I ended up helping, and now I've got 1.3 million air miles. Oh, this is too funny.
Our audience is fantastic today. Wake up!
So after I was done with that, just kind of started hanging out. I ended up getting my union card, which is, I became qualified to work show calls and working in the electrics department, the sound department, the carpentry department, all those things with local. And I was working a show. It was the Phantom of the Opera. And the lady that was the general manager there, Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah!
The lady that was the general manager there, she wanted me to come to work for the PAC. And ultimately, after a few weeks, I said yes, and I came in, and now I am the director over there. So I came in as a stage manager, and I just knew a little bit about, I had gotten to a place where being up front on stage just kind of started to bother me. So I just said, yeah, well, I know I want to be in the entertainment business, but I might as well just go backstage. So now I do a lot of things backstage. I'm the leader of a team of folks over at the Performing Arts Center right now, the facility services team, the facility maintenance team, and also all of the back of house team. So that's a great question, though. But
in the intro that you sent me, yeah, he wrote the intro.
You mean I wrote my own intro?
Yeah, you wrote your own intro. It mentioned the Grammys in there. Could you tell me a bit more about that and how that began to happen with the whole Grammys thing?
That's another one of those questions. That's a great question. I am a member because I recorded some songs with some bands in Chicago. You automatically become a member, but there are some fees that you need to pay, and it's only $100 a year. So if you pay the $100 a year and you sign up for it, you become basically a voting member for the
sorry, messing with the mic.
Mandate. So you become a member of the recording of the Recording Academy is what it's called. From there, if you so choose, you get to vote for all of the Grammys. There are a lot of them. I don't know the answer to all of them, or sometimes I guess at who they are because there are a lot of times I don't know who the artists are, but there are a lot of artists that I do know who they are, so I ultimately end up voting for those. And I've gone to the Grammys a number of times, so. It's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I was there a couple of years ago. Prince was there, back when he was alive. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. But thank you for coming on our show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Give it up for him. Well, right as we're running out of time, today it's been fantastic. I would like to inform you, we don't know if we will continue this show as a series, so this could be the first and last episode. Hopefully not. I would, one more time, like to thank everyone again. First off, all the people in the band. So Jack Mutschler, Carina Bryan, and Hannah Lee. Thank you so much for doing. Sorry, I knew your name. I just messed up. Next, I would like to thank our amazing cameraman, Phynix Berringer. Phynix Berringer, over there in the green shirt. And Kaden Kuhn in the lumberjack shirt. Lumberjack. I couldn't describe it, so I just said lumberjack. Next, my sidekick, Mr. Jared Truehart. Jared.
Aidyn, there's somebody on YouTube that looks just like you.
Yes.
There's a really cool guy too. Looks like me. It's really weird. They're impersonating us. We need to run and hide.
Yes. Sure. You can run and hide all you want. I'm staying here. Next, I would like to thank my amazing crew that we have working behind the scenes. You can't see them, but they're there. Owen and Evan. Clap, clap, clap. You guys would like to show your faces to the audience, please come out and do so. Evan and Owen. They're in charge of all the sound. They're in charge of all the sound back there, everything happening with the mics. They were in charge of the music. They were in charge of pretty much anything that involves tech. They're in charge of the live streaming. They were in charge of the PowerPoint. So give it up for everyone again. And give it up for our amazing guests one more time. Gerald Henley, David Debbink, and the people from the Fox Valley Humane Association. And with that, I would like to wish you all good night.